Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and today I have another deal for you. Now, normally when I find these super deals, I put the videos up and then I take them down as soon as they're sold out, but I'm going to leave this one up because it's about totes. The 18-gallon Sterilite totes that you see I am surrounded with right now, and these are all a light gray. I've had these here since 2020, March 2020. That's over 5 years, and they are going strong. I've had to replace one or two. I thought they didn't look that good, so I went ahead and bought another one. But otherwise, some of these are just as old as that, and the chairs, we won't even get into that. They're over 20, 30 years old. So today I'm going to talk about totes with a super deal at Walmart. My daughter messaged me this morning. They had just put them up, and they are a really good price. You're going to have to buy 8 though, and they're for like $37 and change, but you're paying like $4.75 for an 18-gallon tote, exactly like the ones that are here, and you can grow in it for years. That's cheaper than a grow bag, much cheaper than any of these raised beds. These raised beds cost you hundreds of dollars. They rust out, they collapse, they have all their own issues, and they're so hard for some of us to handle when the soil kind of gets caked up and you want to refresh it. Oh my goodness, have you ever tried to dig out 100 gallons, not counting how much it costs you to fill one of those? And I've talked about that before. This is easy. Anybody can do it. You can put a garden up for a 5-year-old or younger. You could be almost 100 years old. If you can be mobile, and you should be mobile, doing gardening with this is so easy to grow in. And on top of that, as you see how I'm surrounded with these, I can do my gardening at 1 tote at a time, which you cannot do with a raised bed. You have to fill these giant raised beds all the way to the top. Even if it's going to cost you $200–300 to fill it with soil, you can do these one at a time and set up each individual tote to the liking of the plant you're growing. You know that celery that's growing in here needs a lot of water. Tomatoes don't mind if they get a little dry. Peppers even like it drier. So you can work with each individual group of plants in each tote, and you can put multiple plants in an 18-gallon tote as long as you layer. Then you can get 2 or 3 different types of plants in there. I've got a purple tree colored growing there. So these right now come in 3 colors. I don't know why they've been blowing out some of these sales. Maybe they're trying to make room for the holiday ones coming in. They bring in the red and the green for Christmas. I don't know. But they've got a really nice dark gray, not black. Then they've got a really nice green color and a light blue. This might be a good investment to do now if you're not going to garden until spring. So you get into the holidays, do your thing, have your totes ready. Now remember, these come with lids, and we cut the lids apart and we make tops for the lids. So whether we're protecting our plants by stapling on some tulle or making a dome to let our plants grow in there and still putting tulle on the dome, and the tulle is keeping out your birds, your rodents, your insects, and keeping your food clean. Or you can cut the lid apart completely and make plant stakes, to label your plants. There's a lot of stuff we can do with that. So I wanted to come here and show you that. I'll get the link underneath in Walmart. You'll see the little picture. Now, if it's gone or you go there and it's sold out, the regular price for these totes are $6.98, $7 a piece. You can't beat that. That's their regular price, and they ship it to your house. You can always go to the store and get them, or you can go to Home Depot and Lowe's. They sell their own. They're all normally the number 5. Remember, 1, 2, 4, and 5 are food grade. Those are food grade numbers that they use for our food in the grocery stores. Even number 5 they use for microwaving food in, which I wouldn't microwave food in plastic. Plastic doesn't even start to break down until it's like 130 to 150 degrees, and they don't get hot. I have earthworms and everything in here. Even at 100 degrees, the plants are comfortable. I can designate the water to the plants when it's hot, and everything keeps going. These plants made it all through the heat. So it works much better than, let's say, a grow bag that dries up, or you got to put an irrigation system on that just to make sure it stays wet enough, because it dries on all 4 sides or all around, and then it dries on the top. The only place it doesn't dry on the bottom, but it wicks up. These can only dry from the top. And if you layer and put containers in there, it keeps it damp. There's a lot of tricks we can do to keep it damp. Now, I had a friend in the south that is in an area where he said he couldn't grow because it was too wet. He had too much rain. That's when you take these totes and you put holes everywhere, all the way up. Put your holes in there so when you get a lot of rain, it drains out. Your soil may become boggy and your plants won't grow, but the tote won't because it's sitting above the ground unless you're in a flood. Otherwise, you can grow in these with too much rain and not enough rain. So if you want, go check out the totes. Like I said, the normal price is $7, which is a fabulous price. I paid full price for these. Or you can start thinking about getting some on sale. Maybe you're going to make a fall garden right now and plant a lot of lettuce and greens and carrots and beets, onions, because a lot of people are planting onions right now for the spring or summer when they're ripe. You can plant all kinds of stuff right now. I am planting lettuce like mad. You can plant all different types of lettuce. You can plant celery. Tomatoes are probably too late for a lot of you, but you could do brassicas. There's a lot of stuff. Brassicas, which are your tree collards and your regular collards and your kale, all those can still be grown until you have frost, until it gets cold. But you can get ready for the spring now, and you'll be jumping the gun and you'll have all your containers ready to grow. I'm going to say for the average family, 8 is enough. You can grow all kinds of things in there, and I think you're going to be really pleased and happy. Get them on chairs. If you've got gophers, your gophers won't get in there, your rabbits won't get in there. If you've got other rodents or other things, well, then you may want to use the tool around there to keep them out, which I do. And I always put a link underneath the video in the description because I only buy this on eBay. It is so cheap. It's under $10 for 50. It's 54 inches wide, 40 yards long. You'll probably only need one of that for $10 free shipping. You can't beat it. But that's in my description. Sometimes you tap on the description and you don't see anything, but you'll see the little word more. Tap on more. And you should be able to see the links. You can go check it out, and if it's to your liking, buy it. If not, back out and you're gone and out of there. Now another thing, what have I grown in here? I've also grown a lot of squash and a lot of watermelons. You can grow anything. You want to grow corn in there, you should be able to get 4 to 6 corn stalks with good soil. But I'm telling you, the easiest garden to take care of, the fastest garden to take care of, and put something on the bottom where your drain holes are. I do a lot of geraniums on the bottom. It works fantastic. So when I water the top and it drains out of the bottom, it goes straight into the containers, and I've got double duty. I'm done. Can you get a garden any easier than that? I don't think so. So check out the totes if you're looking to make a container garden, whether it's now or later, or maybe you don't want that many. You know, maybe you want to make a small garden. Split it with a friend. They take 4, you take 4, and you're going to get it so cheap and have a garden. So check it out. So with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. I want to say one more thing. They all need drainage. You've got to put holes in all of them. I'm going to have to tell you something. I'm ashamed to tell you. I changed out one of these totes because it looked like it needed to be changed out after 5 years. So I just took it down, threw out the old one, and put all the soil back with a new one. I forgot to make holes. I brought my power unit out here that I use with my soldering iron to make holes all the time. And then the other day, it was waterlogged. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. It's like, why is it waterlogged? I just refreshened it just a matter of months ago, you know, before summer. I looked and looked. I never made holes. You know what the funny part was? I grew a ton of tomatoes in there. I grew geranium in there. I'm growing a pepper in there. And all this stuff grew without the tote ever having any drainage. That's bad on me. But it worked. But you do need drainage. So make sure you put holes in there and you'll be good to go. But that's just a funny story. Oh, well, I don't know what else to say on that. But I just wanted to bring you this deal today. Check it out if that's what you're looking for, or tell somebody else, share this and tell them, hey, you wanted to make a container garden really cheap? This works fantastic. A tote garden. Bye-bye. I don't know how I did that without putting holes in it, but it worked. Go figure. Maybe that's why they grew so well in the heat.